Meet 16-year-old Rachel Acey. She's what some may consider a typical oldest child, independent, outgoing, and hardworking. Rachel has been so successful in her studies that she's already taking courses like this Taekwondo class at her local community college. But her outgoing personality is very different from her brother Jake's.
I've always been like take charge and boss Jake around and stuff, and so I think a lot of that carries into like with my friendships and personality and stuff, because like being in plays, he would never do that. And I don't know if that's a birth order thing or if it's just a difference in personality.
Jake came along 13 months after Rachel.
We knew we were going to be moving around a lot, but we didn't want to have an only child, at least, and so we wanted to have a second one right away.
Pediatrician Daniel Broughton says many factors affect when parents bring another child into the family, including an impending move or a health insurance change.
There is no perfect spacing. There is no imperfect spacing. It's really more a matter of families deciding what they want, when they want a second child. Sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with when they want, but when they happen to become pregnant with the second child.
When Jake was 3.5, then we had Rebecca. And I kind of liked having the two at once. And so when Rebecca was 3 months old, I got pregnant with Ruthie. And people, when I would tell people, they didn't know whether to say I'm sorry or congratulations. And it's like, no, this was planned. This is okay. We're happy.
Ruth was born early, so for 3 weeks out of the year, she and Rebecca are the same age.
We do the same things, and sometimes I wish we weren't the same age so we didn't have to share a room, but...
Regardless of how close in age your children are, or how large your family is, it's still important to give each child individual attention, which may be a challenge with so many kids around. Though the Aceys chose to have a big family, pediatricians say children don't need siblings to be happy.
People say only children are going to be neurotic and are going to be spoiled, and that's just not the case. Only children have the attention of their parents, and if it's good attention, then there's not a problem.
Lisa Acey refers to her children in pairs. There's the kids, Rachel and Jake, the girls, Rebecca and Ruth, and the boys.
So how many brothers and sisters do you have? Like 5, and they're like, oh my gosh.
Rachel, Jacob, Rebecca, Ruth, Joseph, and John.
The boys swimming in this sea of fall foliage are 7-year-old Joseph and 3-year-old John. No, Lisa and Lee didn't stop at 4 children. They have 6. The baby of the family, John, is Joe's favorite.
Because everybody else is mean to me.
Joe doesn't sound like he likes being a middle child, but Ruth says the best part about being in the middle is she's always got someone to talk to.
Sometimes when Rachel's not busy, she does stuff with me and Becca, and like if Becca's not here, I can do stuff with Joe, or I can play with John. I don't really do anything with Jake. He's grumpy.
I'm not a grump. Just annoy me sometimes. Rachel probably wouldn't say I'm a grump as much as Ruth and Rebecca would, or Joe.
Dinner time is a hectic time in this house, and it takes about 12 gallons of milk a week to keep these children growing strong. And despite some fairly minor skirmishes, most of the time everybody gets along well. So does that make Lee and Lisa want to have a 7th child?
We feel pretty complete with 6 because we have the 3 and 3. We got all the chairs filled at the table. But it's really hard when you're seeing baby get to be almost 4 and you know that, this is probably the last one.
I had a baby on every day of the week except Sunday. That's my day of rest, I figured.